Hey there, my tech fellows. I'm your host Rahim, and you are watching the Everyday Talk on YouTube, where we make your tech decisions easier and make you buy the best device for you. And in today's episode, we are going to be talking about that some of the mistakes which I just made when I was buying my iPad Pro M1 12.9 inches. And we would be discussing everything in this video, and I would be telling you that which mistakes are the most curious ones in the end and how to avoid them. But before starting, kindly subscribe to the channel and like the video if you are enjoying what we are sharing to help us grow as a family together. So now, without any further ado, let's get started. First of all, let's talk about my first mistake, which is choosing the 12.9 inches variant without considering the portability. Actually, buying an iPad was one of my biggest goal in the university, and the reason was that I want to just go really portable with all my devices. I just want one single device with which could just hold my notes, which could just be there for as a notebook, as a book, as a content consumption device, as an entertainment device. And for that, I think so I just go with the 12.9 inches variant because it was looking really good at the time with all the hustle and bustles, large screen for content consumption. And although that was the case, it was very good for content consumption. But once again, when I just talk about portability, I think so it was my mistake, and I had to reconsider that and bought another 11 inches model for my university lifetime, which I changed once again after my university ended. And this was the entire, you can say, paradigm shift again and again, and a lot of money was spent on that. So I would just recommend to that stay at the moment, just give yourself some time and plan the entire thing which you are going to do with your iPad, and then buy the best screen size which suits your need. If you are going to draw or take some notes, and this is all you are just looking forward to do on your iPad, and the portability is your main, you can say, target, then go with the 12.9, go with 11 inches variant, I'm sorry. And if you just want to consume some content, you are using it for your household activities, for the kids, for playing games, the 12.9 inches variant could be good for you. By connecting the Xbox or PlayStation controller, you could just enjoy your games on the bigger screen. Now, the second mistake I just committed was buying the higher storage than I actually need. Now, I bought my iPad with the 1 terabyte of storage, and I just totally regret that. I have to spend a lot of money on that, which could be spent on accessories like AirPods or any other power bank, or you just name it. Apple Pencil could be bought out of that money, and even the Magic Keyboard. I own them. That is not something that I do not own, but a lot of money could be saved, what I want to say. I do not need that much storage. 512 was more than enough for me because I just usually store my editing, you can say, files and all the things related to work on my MacBook. So it was not well needed, but I just bought it out of curiosity, and just seeing that there is going to be a 16 GB RAM variant in that, which is also not, you can say, very usable. And I just do not use such a lot of RAM on my iPad because the software was not capable enough to just, you can say, run a lot of softwares which could use that much storage or random access memory. Then there was the next mistake which I committed, was not researching accessories before buying. I just got into the hype, the Apple Pencil and the Magic Keyboard. I just suddenly bought them, although they were useful for me. But once again, with the MacBook at my hand, I do very rarely use my Magic Keyboard, just for the display purpose, or just when I am just typing outside home and I am carrying it as a portable device. Once again, after attaching your Magic Keyboard to your iPad, it is no more a portable device. It weighs even more than my MacBook Pro M2, which is in 13 inches variant. So just think before buying. You could look for the cheaper options. You could just totally ignore the accessories. Just for example, you do not need to type on your iPad. You just take handwritten notes, or you are an artist. Just do not buy such an expensive Magic Keyboard and go with some other alternative, or buy a simple folio case for yourself and save a lot of money. So just think before you buy, and do not commit the mistake which I do. So far, if you are enjoying the content, subscribe to the channel, and liking the video if you are enjoying the content would really help us grow as a family together. So now let's talk about assuming my next mistake, which was assuming it would replace my laptop. Once again, I've just as I've told that a MacBook is a MacBook and iPad is an iPad. They are not and never going to be a same device. Your iPad is a touch first display, which is very good when you are looking forward for sketching, when you are looking forward to take handwritten notes, you want to draw on your PDF, do anything like that. But when you want something productive and some software to run, which just usually run on the laptop based platforms like the Mac OS or Windows, the laptop is must for you, and you have to keep that in mind while buying the iPad. You just could not expect the iPad to run all the things which your Mac do, or do all the things which are possible on a Mac. So just see the list that which softwares are compatible with iPad, and are they really helpful for you, or are they usable for you on the iPad, and then invest in such an expensive device. And finally, my final mistake was not considering the second hand or refurbished market. As I told, this was one of my biggest mistake. When I bought my iPad, sorry, Pro M1, it was available on refurbished markets for a lot lesser than what I bought it for, and it was sometimes just box open. And then some well reputed refurbishers like Amazon and even Apple, you could get a lot of discounts there. You could get a lot of student discounts there, and then there are also some holiday sales going on. So just look into them before buying the device, and you are going to save a lot of money for yourself. This was one of my other mistake which I just regret later when I see the iPad on sale, and all I could do was regret that I could have stayed a little bit more and bought it for less. So these are some of the mistakes which I wanted to talk about. Conclusion is that without looking into them, you should not buy an iPad, or else you would be left with a lot of regrets, I think so. So that is all in this video. If there is any further query, just feel free to ask it in the comments. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring. Peace out.